Welcome to the Pastor's View, where real life, culture, and faith meets honest conversation. This is a space where we talk about what people are thinking, what leaders are carrying, and what's really happening behind the scenes. I'm your moderator, LaCrystal, and to my left is Pastor Chris, and to his left is Pastor CJ. Y'all ready for another episode today?
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm ready.
We had a great conversation
We
last
did.
time.
We really did.
Okay, so Pastor CJ, I'm gonna start with you first. The people want to know, why do you love Jodeci so much? We always playing it. We always hear you humming and singing it. Why do you love Jodeci?
It's deeper than people realize. It ties into my background. I was raised in church, right? And while I was raised, around me, it was nothing but, first of all, church. So I love church music. I love the church sound. I love the soul of the sound, the raspiness of their voices. And then being raised, though, around the hood. You know what I'm saying? The guys who I was around, or even family members, they like rap.
Yeah,
So I tried to make myself like rap too.
gotcha.
I'm like, but I ain't really feeling it like that. I feel it. Like I like certain rap songs like with a hook on them, like with a singing hook
I
on 'em.
got you.
I would
I
like
got
the instrumental sounds. It'll have to be really catchy to me. I just couldn't listen to somebody just rhyming my ear for hours.
I got you.
It'll get on my nerve. So I heard this group, and this guy hit this note. I'm like, that sounds like my old pastor singing blues. Like, so it was KC. And I'm like, who is these guys? And then when I saw them, they was dressed like rappers.
Hip
But
hop.
yeah, they was dressed like rappers and sound like the church at the same time. I'm like, so these guys sound like the mesh of myself, the church, a little street. Because you know where I come from, man. You couldn't tell my man pull up playing bars to me. I mean, you probably play it to yourself. But Jodeci was one of them groups you can play around your girl, play in the hood with everybody, because they had that street edge to them. Plus, you got these guys sound like the church.
Yeah.
And they were hitting notes and riffs, man. So, and then they were creative. I always seen myself as creative. Playing the drums, one play the keyboard, they producers, so it's kind of like I always saw myself
Enjoy.
in Jodeci.
Okay. All right.
That's
Oh,
why.
okay. So that's why they say you like the what?
The fifth
Fifth
member.
member.
Yeah.
He the fifth member.
I was the only dude in the hood would pull up with 12s in my trunk, bumping Jodeci.
Hey, that's all. Wow.
But that helped me back then to embrace my uniqueness.
I got you.
I realized I wasn't like everybody else. Sort of like now in ministry. They look at me now, man, he a pastor, man, I ain't trying to be like y'all because I know my target,
That's it.
you know. So yeah, that's why I like Jodeci. The street, the church sound, the style. They reminded me of myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wearing leather in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Pastor Chris,
Yeah.
you gotta let the people know about Rick Ross. What is it? Expound on your love for his music for the people.
He just always been a cool fat boy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the fat boys, you know, Rick Ross, fat ain't healthy, but fat was cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He come out, I'm the big boy. You know what I'm saying? And he called himself fat boy. But you know, I just always have kind of liked his style. And you know, so. But I also like. I came out the hood, south side of Bessemer. I knew a lot of stuff that people did wasn't right, but I've always been attracted to it. Okay, so I was in the street for a couple of years, but I've never really followed down a pathway of a lot of this stuff, but was always attracted to gangster music, gangster movies. You know what I'm saying? American Gangster. Man, I probably watched that movie 20 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but I love the fact that people think, because you look at something or you hear something, that's you. But the same way Denzel Washington can play Training Day
Yeah.
and then come back and play a movie where he I forgot the name of that movie that he played where his son had the heart issue. John Q. You get what I'm saying? Same guy though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in two different roles. You know what I'm saying?
So you had to like Biggie too. Black and ugly as
did.
ever, however.
However, Gucci down to the sock. You know what I'm saying? So, I did, man. But I never was that guy that my mom and them had to come get me out of jail or doing crazy stuff because I heard it. I just liked it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like music. So, but that's not something that I do really openly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If I got time on a Saturday and I don't really have anything to do, I may sit around and look at my videos, put YouTube on and look at rap from the 90s.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
but if I had to choose secular, what guy I like the most out of everybody, probably Rick Ross.
Okay, Rick Ross. We like Rick Ross. I think on Big Meech.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I got a question. What makes up your personality and leadership style?
Mine?
Yeah, either one. Whoever can go first. It's fine.
Oh man. My personality. A mixture, of course, of my parents. My dad was very strong and alpha. He was just full of faith. He was always full of faith. What added on to my personality, crazy, you wouldn't probably believe, I always was enamored with perfectionists. I was enamored with Michael Jordan, the way he had this drive for the game. This might be a crazy one, but I used to watch wrestling coming up.
Okay.
Vince McMahon. And what Vince McMahon taught me, that the show goes on regardless. Regardless, if when Hulk Hogan left, I thought, man, Vince McMahon, they gonna die. And I see different wrestlers leaving, but the company always excel, even if they went through a drop. And so I learned that from Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
I said, man, he's teaching me. So that statement that he said years ago, the show must go on. The first concert I ever went to was a R. Kelly concert. Can we say that on here?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Don't get us shut down before we get started.
But R. Kelly, the guy was such a musical genius.
Creative thing.
We got to separate the art from because if we take away the art, then we can't accept nothing from nobody. Because everybody got a dark side.
Sure do.
Everybody got something they did. So we have to still separate the art, because the art is a part of a time in your life, a season. When you hear that song, you think about where you was or who you was around. Right. So you always had to separate the art. So I went to his concert, and the guy was such a perfectionist. And I always used to say, I want to create that type of experience. If I have a church service, I want the flow to be just amazing. So a lot of my personality come from people who are not in the church for real. Okay. My preaching style, of course, I picked up from people who I've followed over the years and mixed it in with who I am. But I've always been one, and then I embraced my uniqueness, because I never wanted to be someone else. I always wanted to be who I am. Even though you take something, if God put you onto somebody, it's something you take from them.
That's right. That's right.
So I took certain nuggets from different people and added it on to the Vince McMahon, the concerts I went to, the groups I like, and mixed it all up, and then that go Pastor CJ.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's me.
Okay.
So I grew up in a single family home. And so I got a lot of stuff from different people. Some from the streets, hanging around with some of the thugs and the criminals in the hood. You know, you wouldn't believe this, but I only have a small group of nice friends.
Okay.
Really, I was that guy. Most of my real close partners did years in prison. So once I became an adult, I got into construction, was a little successful. So I was always sending something back to the guys in prison, and most of them had bodies, and most people didn't understand. So I can say it takes a strong individual to do it. But I hung around a lot of them guys, but I ain't do what they did. You know what I'm
You
saying?
always had your own mind.
But they always respected me and wanted to be around me because I was solid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, along with that, but another thing that people don't they know now because I've been saying it lately in church. I wouldn't know my dad if he walked in here. If he walked in here and asked for a bottle of water, I wouldn't know him.
Wow.
So I didn't get a lot of influence from a father. Now I had a lot of father figures,
Yeah.
which was some uncles. It made up a couple guys in the church, made up a couple this, that, and other. But I think if I was to say two people that I learned a lot from would be church figures and as a pastors. I've only had 3 pastors in my life, but I learned the most when it comes to the Word and about the Bible and watching things in church. I learned that from Pastor Michael D. Moore.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I kind of mentioned yesterday about how I went to the church trying to prove to my wife that he wasn't,
Right.
and got hooked on the guy, man. But the guy really taught me a lot over the years. He taught me how to, he got a podcast now called How to Win broadcast. I was attracted to him for this one reason. And I don't really get into how folks do church. But that was the church that I went to that taught me how to walk on my own too. I was under Pastor Michael D. Moore for 21 years,
Okay.
and I've never went to him for a counseling session.
But that's good. So that's the leadership side.
Yes.
So the personal would be the street people.
Probably the streets.
Okay.
And I've always looked at things different. And I think that's why me and him probably have connected when he talking about discover the different.
Yeah.
So when I first came to his church, the first thing I noticed when I walked up to the church was him sitting in his chair.
Yeah. Yeah. With the red shoes.
No socks.
Yeah.
Saying, who is this?
Smooth dude.
That's that dude from one of them concerts.
I said, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Then I get in there. And the way that he operated in the pulpit was different. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, man, I like this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm saying it was a lot of different things on the personal side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was under Pastor Earl Dixon Jr. for about 7-8 years. And he was the one that really taught me hands-on.
Gotcha.
I can recall people calling him and saying, "Hey, Pastor, could you do our funeral, or could you do my sister's funeral?" And he like, "No, I can't do it, but I got somebody that'll do it." You know, and so he was the one. He wasn't the first place that I had done a funeral, but I did the most under him. And a lot of the hands-on stuff I was able to do under him. So when it came to pastoring, it really was not hard. That part wasn't
Gotcha.
hard because they had really did a good job. Pastor Mike and Pastor Dix, they really did a good job of kind of creating and molding.
But that's good. That's good. So we didn't talk about the background and the Jodeci and the Rick Ross and all of those things. So let me ask y'all, since y'all done worked up some, what's y'all favorite foods? Like, what do y'all like to eat? Well, we know Pastor don't like chicken. No, I'm just joking.
My favorite food is a pork chop.
The swine.
Give me all the pig. Bacon.
Okay.
Now I know it's not healthy,
Yeah.
but you asking me. I love a pork chop. You listen, let me tell you something.
Fried, smothered.
What other ways you can do it?
Okay. All the way.
Throw on the top of the roux, let it sizzle.
Yeah.
I love pork chop.
Okay.
I can eat a sandwich. I can eat it in a meal, and I love bacon. Crispy.
Yeah. Just drop me off at an Italian restaurant.
Okay.
I'm good. Give me some lasagna.
Yeah.
And I notice most stuff I like is pasta-like stuff.
Oh, okay.
Pappardelle, pasta Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, I kind of like that pasta vibe, man. Even though it ain't the best flavor, you know, but pasta and some turkey.
You like turkey?
Oh man, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you dropped me off at an Italian. That's why I like going to Miami, because just everywhere you look, Italian.
Okay.
And so yeah, mine would be definitely Italian.
Okay. Okay. Italian and pork chop. All right.
That's a combination.
A
That's
lot of calories on it.
That's a lot of calories. Okay. Okay. So let me ask. We're going a little deep a little bit. How do you deal with toxic members?
Toxic members.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm pretty sure Pastor CJ got more experience, so he's going to know. He'll be able to really expound on it. But for me, I've ran a construction company for 20 years,
Okay.
so I've dealt with people,
In general.
and I think the biggest success of anything is learning people. Whether you pastor them, you're their boss, or whatever. I think what has made me successful in that area a little bit is the fact that I try to get to know people, and I try to get to know you on a personal level, like what you like. Are you a morning person? Because all of that matters. And so the biggest thing, toxic member would be somebody who's always kind of starting something or creating something. I kind of deal with the individual. I give them grace because that's what we all need. And a lot of times, what you think is causing them to be toxic is just the mere fact that you haven't connected with the person. And sometimes you can connect with the person, and I believe in calling folks out. I'm a straightforward guy.
You're a straight
You know what I'm
shooter.
saying? So if I see somebody that's constantly getting into something, I may pull them aside and say, "Hey, listen, I noticed it's been 3 incidents that's jumped off in the church. You and all of them. So what's going on? What is it that you got going on?" And I think a lot of times people will correct stuff when they know it's somebody that care. Because see, you'll be amazed. You got little kids, but then you got certain people that's became adults, but they still a little kid.
Yeah.
And you more so than not, you'll be amazed of how many people are attention driven. They just want
Absolutely.
attention.
Absolutely.
And if it's messy or good, they just want attention. So I think you can connect with the people, and I think sometimes it'll help with those toxic members.
All of us in here have kids, right? From us, the cameraman, the producer. We all have kids. When that child is an infant, wake you up in the middle of the night, and you know, you don't get mad. I get a little aggravated, but you don't get mad. But because you understand their level of maturity, right? So for me, I deal with people in levels, right? When I first, as a sheep, I deal with you as a sheep. That defenseless, that's what a sheep is defenseless thing. It doesn't know a whole lot. I ain't say animal because I don't want people to think I'm calling an animal. Well, if the Bible say you're a sheep, it is God. You know what I'm saying? I guess so. It's defenseless. It doesn't know a whole lot. It has just a lot of experiences. That's why if the sheep scatter, they go in different directions. Some go in the fire, some run off the cliff. They don't know no better. So there's a level of grace you have for them because they don't know any better. But so my ministry is I treat people like Jesus, right? When Jesus first walked up to the disciples and started his ministry, he just said, hey, come follow me and I'll teach you. No commitments, all on me. Come follow me. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to help you. But as time goes on, then Jesus said, if you are my disciple, then now you're going to do something. You're going to show some fruit. You're going to show some action.
That's right. That's right.
So for me, how I deal with people is I see, first of all, are they growing? And let's be honest, some don't want to grow. Now, I can deal with anybody. You can't give toxic members a place in leadership because it's not lay members that tear church up. It's leaders that tear church up. But I can always deal with them as a lay member on that level. They just don't get too crazy, you know. But for me, that's how I deal with people on levels, and I always up the commitment. But again, I understand there are some who they don't want to go. You got some people who just want to come to church and go home. They don't want to be in leadership.
Yeah.
That's 55% of church. Only 45% want to be in leadership. 55%, I would just want to come there and get the word and go home. I don't want nothing. Some of them don't want to even say nothing to nobody.
You're right.
They just come in,
Right.
go home. And you got some, they come, they want to be around possibly leadership, maybe a little toxic, you know. And you still, and let's not leave the word out, you still love everybody.
That's right. That's right.
You love them, you pray for them, you pray that they would allow God to heal them. But you know, toxic. And then I'm like you, because and from the entrepreneur world too. I understand that the way you are in here really just comes from your personal life.
It does.
That's some trauma in your past. That's some historical events that you hadn't got over, and you need to deal with. So we try to work with them, and most times when they don't really want it, they'll just fall all the way off, because the church is always progressing, right? And when they see it progressing, they notice a little pressure. Like, I ain't finna stay up in there. No, I just want to come in there and gossip and talk about everybody. They move, and I just want to talk. But we still love them, you know. But some of them, they just get rid of themselves.
Okay, so you said,
Can I explain on that?
go ahead.
I have always thought like this. You know, it's amazing of how we separate the church and out here.
Yeah.
But the same folks who come here is the same folks in Walmart.
Same folk. Yeah.
Or the same folks in the community. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like I don't know why we feel when people come in the building, because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's the building. You're the church.
Absolutely.
All these humans get together. So I don't really care what that beef that they got out there, they bring it in here.
Yeah.
So it ain't like this group of people over here. It's the people that you fellowship in here, but they're not the people that's out there. No, these the same people.
Same people.
You know what I mean? So, when I hear folks say stuff like, I don't go to church, or they say stuff like, them church folks, I'm thinking, who is that? Because them the same folks you go to school with.
Right.
You work at U.S. Steel. You over there at Piggly Wiggly. It's the same people.
But you know what? That's how a lot of people miss it. I can look at how you run your business to tell how you gonna run a ministry in the church, because it's the same character.
Same character.
It's the same character. So if I see that's raggedy, it's gonna be raggedy. A double-minded man is unstable in
All his way.
all of them. It ain't just in here.
ain't just- you're right.
It started out there and they brought it in here, and that's what a lot of people miss. That's why I'm so detailed. I can tell kind of what I'm gonna get from a person after probably. I can tell a person issues real good the longer I hang with you. I can tell you what's stopping you, what's blocking you, because I know it started. It's historical. And I'm so detailed, I pay attention to it. I can tell when people come in, okay, well, it's probably going to be, most times I tell Lady K, I don't know if that one going to stay long. That's going to be probably a LCWC there. Because you can kind of see the historical stuff. But now I have been proven wrong, and that's a good thing.
Okay.
Sometimes. Not a lot, but I've been proven wrong at times where people would adjust and grow, you know what I'm saying, with it, which is a blessing. And so, yeah, but all of it starts from out there. And pastors knew that, man. If this is kind of another subject, but if you before you put them in leadership, check the personal life. Check the track record.
Yep.
Check the energy level. Don't just check the church attendance, because the Bible said let's look for skilled leaders.
That's right.
Leaders of fruit, right? That don't just happen in the church; it happen in your personal life.
It do.
And how you are in your personal life, it comes to church with you.
It do.
So this not in my notes either, but you said something, Pastor CJ, when you was like, it's the leadership that'll tear it up. So what happens when the toxicity is in leadership?
What happens?
Yeah, like how do you deal with that?
Oh, you got to get rid of that.
Okay.
Because in leadership, you're no longer sheep.
Yes.
You're now son and daughter.
Yeah.
It's like I always tell my church, sheep, Jesus said, I leave the 99 and go after the one. That's a sheep. That sheep don't know no better. But when he gave the parable about the prodigal son, he said the prodigal son left the house. The father didn't chase him. He let him leave. And the Bible said when he came back then to his senses, in other words, what he was taught, the leadership skills that I gave you, he came back home and realized it was better. So for a leader, they don't get the same sheep treatment.
That's good.
That's good.
The 3-year-old gets more attention than the 30-year-old.
Sure do. Sure do.
I'm responsible for the 3-year-old. I'm responsible to the 30-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Right? I just give you
like
wisdom
they
and
say in church,
advice.
say that again, Doc.
Yeah.
yeah.
Say that again,
One more
Doc.
time.
Yeah, I'm responsible for the 3-year-old, but I'm responsible to the 30-year-old, which I still give you advice. I still love you. My sons, like I tell my son now, I ain't gonna stress about the decisions you make for your life because they don't affect me. They affect you. I'm gonna tell you the truth because that's my responsibility to you as your father. But am I responsible for you? No. My job was to train you up in the way that you should go. Not the way I want you to go, but you should go. And you should take these lessons. Same thing with leaders. What we're giving you is for your destiny at the end of the day. And if you don't take that and you say, I'm going another direction, I ain't called to chase. We're not called to chase leaders.
Yeah.
Sheep is something different. And you hear people say that all the time. They ain't called me. You ain't called me either. You're a leader.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about sheep. Remember now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking about people who are in leadership. They know better. Paul said you should be now teachers of these things. Same stuff you should be giving it to somebody else now. No, you ain't finna get I ain't finna change your diaper.
Oh, okay. That's
I'm not.
good. See that's how he gets us straight in those leadership meetings. Now you see, Pastor Chris, what we talking about. Okay, so how do you help toxic members deal with other toxic members, or how do you tell healthy members how to deal with toxic members?
Me would be Galatians 5, the fruits of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, happiness, self-control. And I always remind my church that, okay, you just heard these fruits. Did you just hear what I said? Is that the fruit that you want? You want to walk in love? You want to walk in joy? Well, then you have to deal with the opposite of it. To produce love, you got to deal with folk who hard to love. To produce joy, you got to deal with some seasons that's chaotic and still have joy in them seasons. To have self-control, you got to deal with stuff that's out of control, people that's out of control. Because people's issues reveal issues that's still in me. Because it won't bother me as much if I'm mature in me. I'll just look at you and your issues and say, they need help in that area. Because the more mature you become, you start putting on the eyes of compassion. The Bible said when Jesus looked at the crowd, he looked with compassion. That means he looked for needs. I ain't look at your surface issues. I looked at what's behind that, what they doing. What's behind? Forgive them. They don't even know what they doing. They don't even have a clue they still responding to an old relationship. An old trauma as their child. They forgot about it. He said, forgive them. So that's how I tell members to deal with each other. Even when we do a new members class, and I'm honored to do that, the first classes, is to let them know, y'all, you join the LCWC, you like my preaching, you like the praise team, you like the band, you like the people, you feel the love, but behind it all, there's some people in here who 2 French fries short of a Happy Meal.
Yep, you're right.
Everywhere you go, I'm telling you, there are some imperfections in this church. We are not a perfect church. I am not a perfect leader. We are a healthy church.
Yeah.
But we are not
And
perfect.
it's a difference.
It's a difference. You're going to have some moments in this church where people get on your last nerve. And I said, matter of fact, if you get in leadership, you're going to really see it all then. Because you see the glitz and the glam now. You don't
right.
see how we put this stuff together behind the scenes.
They didn't practice the song, man.
Absolutely. You don't see all that going on behind the scenes. You don't see how they come together and everybody bouncing thoughts and somebody mad because they thought didn't go through. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that. In leadership, you see that. Do you leave when something don't go your way? Somebody get on your nerve? Or do you grow through it and let it develop you? So that's how I tell the healthy to deal with the sick. Jesus, I ain't come for the health. I came for the sick. So you got to deal with some folk who's still sick and mentally in certain ways. You know?
Yeah. Pastor Chris?
You know, when I'm dealing with my leadership and in my leadership classes, I started talking about this at the King's table. You know, it's all growth. You know, I don't expect for my leaders when they're dealing with toxic people to get down on their level. You get what I'm saying? I think leaders should be mature enough to understand I need to create distance and room for that person to come up.
That's good.
Not me come down.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And if a leader brings something to me about somebody that's toxic, the first thing I want to talk about It's not how toxic the person is, but why is that bothering you in this position? You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Shouldn't you know that these are issues that you're going to have with people? Not that's necessarily the person, the people. As long as this earth remains, you're going to deal with people. And people got all kind of baggage.
That's true.
So as a leader, I talk to my leaders a little different. You know, they may come tell me this is going on and this person is difficult, this, that, and that. And I said, well, let me ask you this. Have you tried everything you could try? If you still got room to try other things with this person, I need you to do everything you know to do.
Yeah.
Then let's deal with them. But I don't really necessarily deal with the toxic person as much as my leaders.
That's good. Okay. As pastors, how do you choose a spiritual covering knowing that some of these coverings are insecure?
Boy, that's good.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you start.
You have to, for me, one, fruit. Fruit is always the first step for me. Fruit and security in themselves.
That should have been. Yeah, you're right. No, that's good. That's good.
Because a lot of people have coverings, but the covering is not secure. So the covering don't really have what it takes to pour into me, because the covering still needs to be poured into.
Wow.
So what happens is the covering just uses me for a prop. To prop and say, hey, I got them. They up under me. I got that church. I got that church. You're not really pouring into me, because really you're not securing yourself. So the only thing you're going to be doing is making sure I don't get ahead of you.
Boy.
Ooh.
So for me, I have to be under a very secure person, because I know it's on my life. And, that's what helped me choose, even who I'm with today. Dr. Mike and Dee Dee Freeman, probably one of the most secure men I've ever met in my life. I ain't talking about from the seeds he gave I've never seen somebody as secure as him.
Yeah.
We said somebody, them people ain't Charles. Y'all want to leave my church? Go to one of my son's church. They're going to tell you the same thing I'm saying. I've never seen it. So that's very important to find somebody, men, because we got to remember we dealing with men or women, whoever, and we deal with that human side.
So do.
We can play and act like we don't. Yeah, you do. You still got, and if you get with a man or woman who's insecure, they will not pour into you how they should. They will just enjoy telling people they under my covering. I got this many churches. I got this many pastors. The pastors just stuck. They ain't really being exposed. They ain't really being poured into like that. Because again, the goal of the insecure leaders is just make sure no one gets ahead of me. So I ain't gonna pour into you like that. And if I sense you getting ahead of me, I'm gonna sit you down. I'm gonna make sure you ain't getting ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that's my goal to get ahead of you, but what happens if Timothy first followed Paul? First, Paul was his mentor, and then Paul moved to a place where they walked. And Timothy, they walked together. What if that happened? But if you too insecure, you're not even open to that happening, because you're too insecure, which means you'll keep me only for a prop, to prop up your ego, to make you look big, and you won't pour into me. So for me, again, is make sure I see fruit and security. Fruit insecurity. Because if that person is not secure and your church start outgrowing theirs, they're going to look at you as competition and not a son or daughter.
Well, you could put the pen right there. You know, that really sums it up. And I'm going to tell you why it sums it up. Because the part that he brought out, you're really not going to father me well if you feel I'm your competition.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I haven't always known this, but I know it now. I definitely would not look for a person who's selfish. And I don't have to spend a lot of hours with you to know you're selfish. You know, if you are the center, the beginning, and the end of every conversation, I know we ain't gonna get along well. No, we're not gonna get along well. Because when I come to you about vision and talking to you about things that God is talking to me about,
Yeah.
you're gonna try your best to steer me in another direction. Because the number one thing is what Pastor CJ just said. You don't want me ahead of you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I may tell you something about, man, you know, I don't know what's been going on lately, but you know, the Lord really talking to me about the city, man, about doing the city. Oh, man, you don't need to do that right now. You just need to, you just need to chill. You know, just let God do it and blah blah blah. So I totally understand that. You know, and it's unfortunate that you have a lot of leaders and man, you're attracted to them and you can glean from them. And man, you know, I talked about potential in my series that I've just finished. You know, the one thing about potential, people see potential on you that you don't see. You get what I'm saying? So they could be doing really well, but because they have that low self-esteem and they're selfish and all that, they don't see the potential that's on them. You could see it on them, but they don't see it. And a person who doesn't understand where they're headed, they will definitely stunt you. So I would never connect with somebody who, if they dealing with self-esteem issues and stuff like that, no, I wouldn't deal with them.
And some of it be hidden, you know, but you don't realize it until you see, I ain't really growing. And what'll happen is it'll become an abusive relationship. And you'll start, your spirit will be like, man, I got to get out of this. But your loyalty will be like,
I'm gonna hang around.
I'm going to hang around. You know I'm being abused, but I'm going to just hang around. You know what I'm saying? And you have to get the courage to say this is unhealthy. It's just like in a house, in a relationship, in anybody. You have to build the courage to move and get out of those toxic things because that person was never healed. It could be, you got some spiritual fathers in the church who talking about, I'm a father and still ain't been healed from their daddies growing up.
Yeah.
And they carry that stuff and they spew venom on people. And it's all, if you ain't building me up, if you ain't propping me up, you ain't for me, or you ain't like, it's so you have to be careful with it. A lot of people been hurt with it because they didn't know how to choose the coverings. But if they're not secure, they're only gonna let you go so far.
That's it.
They're gonna stunt your growth because it's more about building their throne than helping you build your destiny.
That's crazy. I'm gonna save that. Okay, the pastor's view on the culture. Is it a red flag to talk about debt on the first date? Do y'all think it's a red flag?
Talk about that. You talking about to someone you're dating?
Yeah, on the first date. So let's just say if you're on the first date and you sitting at the table with somebody, and she just immediately get to talking about debt. Is that a red flag?
What do you mean talking about that? Like it
Like debt.
means something?
Yeah, like debt, whatever debt she has.
She needs some help with it.
Yeah, she needs some help. I mean, she may need help, or maybe she just saying, "Oh, I have all this
That's
going
when
on."
that's when you tell her, baby, order whatever you want, cause this the last day.
I think it will be the gist of the debt talk, because if we're talking about debt of, working on my credit, getting some stuff paid off, and rebuilding my life, I would like that.
On the first date.
Yeah, because that shows me you're detailed.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we hide that stuff, and money tells a lot about you. Money tells about your ego, your pride, your greed, whether you're a thief. Money tells your heart. Money will tell a lot about your heart. So to have that conversation would be like, oh, this a real one. Not the gist of it, of that. Now, if you come on another level, talking about my light bill, dude, what you got on that?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the first and last time we're
Yeah.
gonna talk. You better eat that salad and we're gonna go home.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about, what's your credit score, which is kind of seems a bit, but I'm gonna be like, oh, they about their business. That's
think-
coming from a person with good credit. Now.
Yes, but on the very first date, I come into the table and be like, okay, so this is what I have going on in my finances, and this is my credit score. What's your credit score on the first date?
I think, how do we ease into it? That's what I think wrong with relationships now. We don't talk about the heavy stuff early.
That's
Okay,
too-
sometimes we let people on the boat simply because they got benefits, right? They let Jonah get on that boat to Tarshish simply because he said, I got the money. But then when the trouble came, you want to go down there when he sleep. You the reason there's trouble in my life? You the reason we about to wreck? Why didn't you ask all them questions up front
Yeah.
before letting them on the boat?
Yeah.
Just because they had a benefit.
Yeah.
Or they was nice looking, because you on a date because of preference.
We
Preference
need to do
is
a poll. I think
Yeah.
this should be a poll. The audience should tell us, how soon should debt and finances be discussed in dating? Because I think me personally, I think the first date, that's too much. Like we're just, I barely know your name. Tell me your favorite. Like, tell me a little bit more about you. Maybe
So-
the second or third date.
so
Yes.
telling about you. I think this is advice to people. The sooner the better.
The
Because
first date
I would say now.
for a
the-
man, maybe so. But if you looking at that as a woman, that's a red flag. You coming in laying all your debt on the table.
I think, how do we ease into it? Not debt, because debt is bills and stuff, and like, you know what I'm saying.
That's what she talking about. Ain't
Yes, I
If-
mean,
if-
like, or in finances too. Okay, we'll just throw it in for a little razzle dazzle. But I'm saying, if they come in, y'all at Papados, you say somewhere nice like that, and y'all just having a conversation, and then all of a sudden they go, yeah, well, I'm trying to get up out of this financial crisis I'm in. I have all these student loans. And they start just pouring this stuff out.
Okay, you going down that road, probably gonna be the last date. Because
Okay.
it sounds like you looking for somebody to rescue you. Then
Right, because
that's why I said the
immediately where
gist.
my mind would go.
Right, the gist of it. If you come in talking about, yeah, I got this going on with me. I'm building my life. I got a savings account. I got, trust, this, that. But if you just come in talking about, oh, I got bills behind, my kids ain't ate, and I gotta get some food, and I got a lot of debt. Oh, it was good eating. Enjoy it.
Okay. Oh, but let's just say if they come in but see, you talking about people with a plan. How would y'all take it if someone come in and they need help with the plan, but they're not asking you for money, they just asking you for your wisdom?
I think because money is so sensitive, you're not asking for my help with the plan. You don't want to come off in any way like you're needy. So it might be too soon for that. To be looking for resources. And I think, let's get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? And then we can kind of probably ease into that part. First date, and you talking about I need your help with, cause you don't want it to get misconstrued. It.
But maybe if they saying, oh, like help with the budget, but they're not asking you for your money or your funds. Pastor Chris is like, I am tuned out. I already said she better get all she want because this is the last day. Okay, we see Pastor Chris. He tucks his wallet. He said, I'm protecting it. But I'm saying, but you just entertain the conversation, Pastor Chris. I'm saying, if the person, they say, okay, you're great with your money. You're great. And you said, yeah, I'm good. I'm good over here. You're pulling out your gold cards or however. Now, if the person come in and just be like, okay, well, how did you budget? And how do you budget? Because I need help with this. They may have the savings account, but that's probably all that they have. Like, they're limited with their knowledge. Would you be willing to help them? Not with finances.
I think it depends on age too. Like where I am now, if I was single and I've accomplished, things and my credit is good.
Don't get him, Lady K. He's just speaking hypothetically.
Yeah, that's what I just said. If I was single, I got good credit, entrepreneur. I have things going. And you come in and say, "Oh, I'm trying to get." Okay, you talking to a 41-year-old man. I ain't old, but I done been in some. I done been there, done that.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to raise no more kids right now.
Okay.
I need somebody to match my energy. I want somebody to help me build now. You know what I'm saying? So that would probably be for me.
Pastor Chris, come on, jump in. Jump in there. Are you done with the conversation?
See, you still single, so what would you do now?
Well, it goes back to, I ain't gonna talk about it on this
Okay.
in this setting, but it goes back to what I was talking about before we start filming. I probably wouldn't take it real serious because when I take you out on that first date, I'm not serious.
You ain't serious.
Serious at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to taste the
Chris
food.
is the realist. Okay.
I'm trying to taste the food, see what it's setting. I mean, I was just like, I really ain't focused on you like that. You know what I'm saying? So you really just talking, And if I enjoy your conversation, we'll probably have another date. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't really take you serious.
I think for me, because I understand the longer you hang around somebody, the more you start falling, don't even realize. Feelings are blind. They don't tell you when they come.
Yeah.
So the me now would tell my younger self, get all the information up front.
So you cool with coming in talking about
Not
that?
it depends on what's presented.
Okay.
If you're coming in bringing your bills to the first dinner, it's over. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't in. That gonna be Sunday. We're gonna do the invitation and say. We're gonna say
need
you on
Jesus.
Sunday. Yeah.
I know we're not instructing Pastor Chris. No, he sat back. He got scratching in here. Let me tell you, you better get all she gonna get on this first day because that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because some people looking to be rescued.
Yeah. And that's not what I want to do. I don't even want to be looked at like that.
Right.
That this probably a good prospect of me to date this guy because he's gonna help me. Pastor CJ said something. Man, if you don't learn principles, you're gonna keep creating cycles.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You got to learn principles. Thank God for the government cheese and all of the government programs and stuff like that. But if you notice, it's a very small percentage that ever come off those programs.
Yeah.
Because they don't see them as a step.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They see this as, oh man, that's a lifestyle. And I can live like this.
Parking lot, not a bridge.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
People who don't work principles are like shark, and I'm talking about singles, are like sharks in the sea looking for fish that do. To rescue them from their unhealthy mistakes.
Yeah.
Just get me out of my mess. And then you have to take energy away from building to build them.
Yep.
You know, so
Building to build them.
come on, man.
Boy, I like that. You said build.
Yeah.
You stop building
To
and build them.
Yeah. So that's the point we have to be careful on, man. Get this stuff now. If you're watching this podcast,
Yeah.
especially in your 20s and you done accomplished some stuff in your 30s, you done accomplished some stuff. Many people just date for love. No, it's energy. The Bible didn't say if two are in love, they agree. Because we can be in love and still disagree.
You still disagree.
But how can two walk together unless they agree? Our purpose, our energy, our drive, a lot of stuff has to match. There has to be a compatibility, because love ain't enough to build. It's not enough.
I'm starting a new series Sunday. Talking about friends. How many of us have them? And in this series, we're gonna find out it ain't just the friends. It's people you're dating. You know, it's all of that. You know, people. Foundation scripture is Proverbs 27:17. That's iron sharpens iron. So one person another.
The other.
You know, we're trying to make connections based off of, do we like the same stuff? Or okay, your favorite color red? My favorite color red. But that ain't how you connect. You connect based off of material. It says iron sharpens iron, not cotton.
That's good.
You get what I'm saying? See, you've heard I'm cut from a different piece of cloth. Well, we need to make sure we're the same cloth if we're going to walk together.
Yeah.
And that's going to be values and other stuff. So if you're not walking down that road, if we're arguing off finances, we're arguing off of parenting style, all that stuff, because you got one disciplinary and then you got one person that's real passive, that don't like spankings and all this. And they want to stand up in the corner. This is a and see, watch this. There's nothing really wrong with the person who says stand up in the corner. I'm not a disciplinary. I do more talking than I do anything.
Yeah.
Really?
Man, I have
You got girls.
I got two. No, but I was just telling somebody this morning. I got some of the best kids you ever want to have. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I have kids that I said something to them one time, and they did it. So, getting with somebody who always whipping their kids, always, you know, all of that stuff matters to me. So, I just got to make sure when I'm connecting with people. So, it's nothing wrong with the young lady sitting down telling me she got bills, she got this. I'm very strategic, and I'm a planner. If you don't plan, you ain't going to work well with me.
Yeah.
Coming in and to the meeting, look, I got a meeting Sunday. They already got their notes of what we're going to be talking about. Go on, study it and look into it. Because don't come sit down at the table talking about, we ain't gonna do well.
Okay.
Good people just not good for each other.
Say it again, Pastor.
Good people
Just not good for it.
not good for each other.
And Chris, I think that's where people go wrong. Because I'm like this. If I'm really strategic and I plan, I don't want to be with somebody who everything they do is last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too spurred.
Y'all gonna clash.
Yeah.
We gonna always be into it because I've planned, got something in place. This is how we're gonna do this. This is how we're gonna do it. And then you coming in,
Very
just running in
spontaneous.
doing something. You
Yeah.
know, you ain't thought it out. You ain't planned it because the first question I ask you, you saying, "Oh, I ain't think about that." You know, so we just ain't gonna do well.
Yeah.
And I think we can cut it before I like you.
Well, you had already made your mind up when you was scratching your head at the table. You said you better order all she can. Okay. So moving right along. The pastor's view on sports. At this point, who is your MVP in the NBA right now?
Who we got?
Let me see who I have. Let me pull up. Now I'm gonna just say these people first name, and that's about it. But what about we have Victor, Luca,
Wembanyama, Luka Doncic. Okay.
Cade,
Cade Cunningham.
Nicola,
Nicola Vuk. Yeah.
and Shy.
Shagil Alexander.
Yes.
Okay.
Those my five.
I'm gonna definitely have to go with Wembanyama. That boy's 7'4", 7'5", and he'll be acting like he's just standing around, and all of a sudden he'll go block them boys' ball.
Wow.
They scared to go in the hole now. Like that dude. I don't know if you remember Manute Bowl back in the day,
Yeah.
but play like Kevin Durant.
Gotcha.
Huge. But so I don't know if the league gonna be able to stop him. Probably. They look like championship contenders now, but within the next 2 years, I don't know how they're gonna stop him.
Wow.
So he would have to be my MVP.
Okay.
Well, when it comes to me, I'm really not a basketball, football, baseball fan. My sport is boxing.
Okay.
So when it comes to boxing, that's what I'm tuned to. I'm probably looking at boxing
Okay. So
45 times a week.
so give us your number one right now in boxing.
It would be Terrence Bud Crawford, but he retired.
Okay.
My next guy that I feel that's coming up and that's really gonna make headway and do very well is Shakur Stevens.
Shakur.
Shakur Stevens.
Okay, I heard him on Breakfast Club one
Yeah.
morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
Yeah.
a pretty humble dude.
He's a pretty humble dude, but what they're not understanding about him, everybody kind of ducking him. And the problem with that, he's only getting better.
Okay.
So the more time they're giving him to cook,
Not the cook.
man, he's gonna come out a beast.
Yeah.
The thing to it is he's probably the closest thing to Floyd that's out there, because you can't hit him.
Okay.
So I really feel Shakur Stevenson is going to be the man. Give him, I think he's 26. Give him about 3 more years.
Okay. Okay.
He's going to be the man. Tank is out to him for me. Tank is explosive, and Tank can get you out of there. But when it comes to points and picking you apart and beating you up, Shakur Stevens gonna be the man.
Okay. Okay. So, Pastor, who do Victor play for?
Spurs.
Okay, and he kind of young too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Just asking. So y'all like these up and coming people?
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's try to settle this. Who is better, LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Shoot.
Who y'all think? We gotta settle it.
I wouldn't see. I hear people say stuff like that. I don't know how you really compare people that's not playing at the same time. See, so now listen,
But
just hear
wait,
me.
weren't they playing at one point at the same time? Oh, they was never. Oh, who was that? That was Kobe and Michael. Okay,
Kobe
So-
and Michael played maybe.
yeah, a few games.
He played a few
few
games with
years
him. Yeah,
together.
a few years with him. See, when you start talking about who's better, Floyd Mayweather or Muhammad Ali, I've never really agreed with that analysis. Only because in 2 different eras. You get what I'm saying? So they mad at Floyd because Floyd said he's the best ever. And then people saying, no, Muhammad Ali was the best ever. Well, what makes you the best ever? If we're going to deal in the sports, what makes you the best ever?
Well,
And it's score.
Yeah, but even Michael Jordan made that statement. But if you asking me, MJ all day. MJ, he had a killer mentality.
Yeah.
LeBron, them guys ain't scared of LeBron, man. And coming up from somebody who seen them both play, Michael Jordan was a killer, man. That dude would
He
tell
was
you
an attraction also.
he gonna tell you I'm gonna score 50 points
Sure
on you
did,
tonight.
sure did.
And do it.
And do it.
Like Jordan, man, was the only athlete I've ever heard of. Players was scared of him. They just call him the Black Jesus. Like Jordan was, and people say that the generations are different and they're more skilled now, which they are. But back then, the rules was different. It was tougher. Man, them guys throw you on the ground
Sure
when
would,
you
sure
get
would.
called for a foul.
Sure would.
Like Michael Jordan in this era, the 93 Jordan, he'll probably score 50-some points a game now.
So you saying the NBA
Because the
a little
rules is
soft now?
because they want the
Yeah.
scores to be higher. So it's much softer now. LeBron all around reminds me more of a very skilled Magic Johnson. He can pass, he can do everything. He just doesn't have a killer mentality like Jordan. Jordan had a killer mentality. Jordan was coming for your throat, and he'll find motivation from anything.
To get you, yeah.
So nobody, LeBron will never be LeBron can't win 15 more championships and be above Jordan to me. He just couldn't.
I
producer Larry.
just never would put him on the same level. I think Michael Jordan was really great
Yeah,
in his time, and I think LeBron James is great
yeah,
in
he
his
great.
time. But I wouldn't put him on the same level.
Okay.
1 and 2
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. I
Okay.
just wouldn't put him on the same group. And watch this. Even though we've hyped LeBron, and we have our favorites, but it may be somebody out there that's even better than LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But when I look at Michael Jordan just he won on so many different levels.
Yeah,
You know
And
what I'm saying?
still is to
The
this
guy,
day.
here's this guy. Michael Jordan is what, close to 60?
he's 63, I think.
He in his 60s.
Still number one shoe.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And kids now still putting these shoes on and thinking they got a special ability because they
Yeah.
put the shoe on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's kind of hard to sell and then hold the number one spot for years. This man have left the sport and he still hold that place
Yeah.
in basketball. So,
And that right there just goes to show how legendary he is.
yeah.
So yeah.
Jordan was a killer, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you say Jordan.
All day.
Everybody know Jordan.
Even the little kids.
Everybody know Jordan.
They
Because he
know
was
him.
smart. He was a marketer.
Yeah.
Jordan was probably Jordan knew business to start handling his business because he realized my basketball career ain't gonna be forever.
That's right.
So he was probably the number one marketer. The NBA didn't want to lose Jordan, not just for basketball, but for marketing.
Marketing.
Jordan was just a wise dude, and he tried to teach Charles Barkley and them that. A lot of them didn't get it like he did, though.
Yeah.
So just Jordan. But if we talking about Jordan and LeBron, I like LeBron, but he ain't no MJ.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, this has been the Pastor's View.